I'm Anna, and if you have ever been someone who always sacrificed without being recognized, my story may make you see yourself in it somewhere. I used to think that as long as I loved enough and gave enough, I would get something in return. So I spent all my savings, over $40,000, to organize the perfect wedding for my sister. I believe that it will be an opportunity to heal the gaps in the family, so that my parents will be proud of me for the first time. But just a month before the wedding, I received a cold text from my sister. Anna, I don't want you to come to the wedding, but you still need to finish the organization work. At that moment, I realized there are people who never know how to appreciate love unless you start saying no. This is my journey. A journey not just to heal, but to stand up, set boundaries, and learn to love myself. If you've ever been hurt by the people you love the most, stay. I want to tell you this story. The salty sea breeze seemed to penetrate my skin, making me shiver slightly as I sat on the porch of the small house located close to the coast of Monterey, California. Before my eyes, the waves continuously crashed against the cliffs, as if playing a game of chase with time. At that time, I was 8 years old, clutching a piece of birthday cake I bought hastily at the store, the kind of cake with a layer of cream so thick that it stuck to the roof of my mouth. Not delicious at all. My birthday, if you can call it a party, is slowly winding down. A few classmates were running around in the yard, but there were no balloons, no clowns, only limp paper plates, as if they were suffering from the disappointment that I tried to hide behind my eyes. Inside, my mother, Ellen Thompson, was struggling to comfort my 3-year-old sister Lily. The girl was innocently smearing chocolate on her dress, then laughing as if she had just discovered the most wonderful thing in the world. Anna, don't just sit there, Mom calls from the kitchen. Come help clean up. Lily's made a mess. I swallow the lump in my throat and shuffle inside. It's my birthday, I mumble, but she doesn't hear me. She's too busy wiping Lily's face, cooing, "Oh, sweetheart, you're so precious." Dad, Robert, is on the couch, flipping through a fishing magazine. He doesn't look up. Lily's still little, Anna. She needs more attention. You're the big sister. Act like it. I nod, because what else can I do? I grab a sponge and start scrubbing the counter, the sticky remnants of Lily's mess mixing with the sting in my chest. This is how it always is. Lily's the sun, and I'm the shadow trailing behind her, invisible unless there's work to be done. By the time I'm 12, the pattern's set in stone. Lily's 5th birthday is a spectacle. A custom cake shaped like a mermaid, a magician who pulls scarves out of his hat, and a backyard full of kids squealing with delight. My birthday? A card from Grandma and a pizza night where Lily picks the toppings. She's sensitive about mushrooms, Mom says. Like I'm not sensitive about anything at all. At school, I'm the kid who studies late into the night, chasing straight A's because it's the only way I feel seen. But even then, it's not enough. I bring home a report card with perfect marks, and Mom skims it before setting it on the counter. That's nice, Anna, she says, distracted. But look at this drawing Lily made. Isn't she talented? Lily, meanwhile, coasts through school. Her C's in math and science are met with smiles and pats on the head. She's creative, Dad says, pinning her lopsided sketch of a dolphin to the fridge. Not everyone's meant for book smarts. I try to tell myself it doesn't hurt, that I'm fine being the responsible one. But every time I see Lily twirl through the house, soaking up love like it's her birthright, a piece of me cracks. I start keeping a journal, scribbling down my thoughts because no one else listens. Why am I never enough? I write one night, tears smudging the ink. The ocean outside my window doesn't answer. High school is more of the same. I joined the photography club, lugging around a secondhand camera I bought with babysitting money. I love the way the lens captures the world. The way it freezes a moment, makes it mine. I spend hours at Lovers Point Park, snapping photos of the tide pools, the gulls, the way the light hits the waves just right. It's the one place I feel free. But when I show Mom a black and white print I'm proud of, she glances at it for half a second. That's nice, honey. Oh, Lily needs help with her dance recital costume. Can you grab the sewing kit? Lily's in middle school now, all long limbs and bright smiles. She's the star of every room, and I'm the one holding her spotlight. I drive her to dance practice, help her with homework, even cover for her when she sneaks out to meet friends. "You're the best, sister," she says, flashing that grin that makes everyone melt. I want to believe her, but there's a hollowness in my chest that won't go away. By the time I'm 18, I've learned to stop expecting anything different. Mom and Dad are saving for Lily's future. Dance camps, art classes, whatever she needs to shine. Me? I'm on my own. I applied to a community college in Santa Cruz, scraping together financial aid and part-time jobs to cover tuition. The day I move out, I pack my camera and my journal, leaving behind the house where I've always been second best. "Take care of yourself, Anna," Dad says at the door, his voice gruff. Lily's in the background, practicing a dance routine, oblivious. Mom hands me a $20 bill, like it's enough to make up for everything. "Call if you need us," she says, but her eyes are already on Lily, twirling in the living room. I walk away, the weight of their indifference pressing against my back. The road ahead is mine to carve, but it's lonely. Still, I grip my camera tighter, promising myself I'll build something they can't ignore. I'll make them see me. One day. The fluorescent lights of the Santa Cruz Community College Library buzz overhead as I hunch over a table littered with photography books. My secondhand Nikon rests beside me, its scratched lens cap a badge of every odd job I've worked to get here. Waitressing at the Crow's Nest, shelving books at Bookshop Santa Cruz, even cleaning houses on weekends. I'm 20, a sophomore, and every dollar I earn is split between tuition, rent for my shoebox apartment, and film for my camera. My parents, Ellen and Robert, haven't sent a dime. They're too busy paying for Lily's tuition at UC San Diego, where she's majoring in exploring herself, as Mom puts it. I try not to think about it, but the unfairness gnaws at me like salt in a cut. "Anna, you still here?" My friend Sarah, a graphic design major, slides into the chair across from me. She's the only person who gets why I'm always working, always pushing. Her parents cut her off when she came out, so we're both scraping by, building our futures from scratch. "Got a portfolio review tomorrow," I say, flipping through a book on Ansel Adams. "Need to nail it." Sarah grins, nudging my camera. "You will. Your stuff's incredible. Those shots from Big Sur? Pure magic." I manage a smile, but her words don't quite sink in. Photography is my escape, the one place I control. I spend hours at Pfeiffer Beach, capturing the way the waves carve the sand or how the fog wraps the cypress trees. Each click of the shutter feels like claiming a piece of the world that's mine. But no matter how good my work gets, there's a voice in my head. Mom's voice, Dad's voice, saying it's not enough, not compared to Lily. Last week, I called home hoping for something. Connection, maybe? Mom picked up, her voice distracted. "Oh, Anna, good to hear from you. Lily just got cast in a student play. Can you believe it? She's a natural." "That's great," I said, my throat tight. I got a photo published in the college magazine." That's nice, honey. Hold on, Lily, don't forget your rehearsal." The line went quiet. Then she was back. "Sorry, what were you saying?" "Nothing," I muttered. "Just, never mind." I hung up, staring at the wall of my tiny apartment, the rejections settling like dust. Why do I keep trying? They don't care, they never have. But I can't stop wanting them to. I throw myself into my work instead. I take every gig I can. Senior portraits, local events, even a dog's birthday party for a rich couple in Capitola. I save every cent, upgrading my gear, taking online courses to learn editing software. By my final year, I've built a small portfolio that lands me freelance jobs with local businesses. It's not glamorous, but it's mine. After graduation, I stay in Santa Cruz, renting a studio space downtown. I call it Coastal Memories Studio, a name that feels like a promise to myself, to hold on to the moments that matter. I start specializing in weddings, drawn to the chaos and joy of them. I love capturing the small things, a groom's nervous smile, a flower girl twirling in her dress, the way the light hits a bride's veil. My clients love my work too. You see things others don't, one bride tells me, tears in her eyes as she flips through her album. For the first time, I feel seen. Word spreads, and soon I'm booking weddings up and down the coast. Monterey, Carmel, even San Francisco. I hire an assistant, lease better equipment, and build a website that showcases my style. Candid, warm, timeless. Coastal Memories becomes a name people trust. I'm 26 now, and I've done this alone. No handouts, no applause from home. Just me, my camera, and a stubborn need to prove I'm enough. But the family shadow lingers. Lily's graduated, sort of. She's bounced between jobs: barista, yoga instructor, something vague involving social media branding. Mom and Dad still bankroll her life, sending checks when her rent's due. When I visit Monterey for Christmas, Lily's there, sprawled on the couch, scrolling her phone. "Anna," she squeals, jumping up to hug me. "You're like a big deal now, right? All those fancy weddings?" I shrug, uncomfortable. "Just working hard." Mom chimes in, setting a plate of cookies on the table. "Lily's figuring things out. She's got so much potential." "Right, sweetheart?" Lily grins, grabbing a cookie. "Totally. I'm thinking about starting a blog." Dad nods, proud. "That's my girl. Always full of ideas." I wait for them to ask about my business, my life. They don't. The conversation shifts to Lily's latest whim, and I'm back in the background, invisible. I leave early, claiming a work deadline. In my car, I grip the steering wheel, fighting the urge to scream. Why do I still care? Why does it still hurt? Sarah meets me for coffee the next day, her eyes narrowing as I recount the visit. "Anna, you gotta stop expecting them to change. They're not gonna wake up one day and see you. You're killing yourself for scraps." "I know," I say, stirring my latte. "But they're my family." "They're your family, sure. But you're your own family, too. Don't forget that." Her words stick with me, a lifeline I cling to as I drive back to Santa Cruz. I pour my energy into Coastal Memories, taking on bigger clients, refining my craft. By 28, I'm thriving, financially, creatively. I buy a small condo overlooking the ocean, a space that's all mine. My life feels full, but there's still an ache, a hollow spot where family should be. Then Lily calls. It's late, the kind of call that makes your heart skip. "Anna?" Her voice is bright, bubbly. "I'm engaged to Ethan. He's amazing. You'll love him." "Wow, congrats," I say, meaning it. "That's huge." "Thanks. So, I was thinking, you're the best at what you do. Can we talk about my wedding?" My stomach twists, a mix of hope and dread. This could be it. The chance to finally connect, to show them who I am. "Sure," I say, my voice steady. "Let's talk." As I hang up, I stare at the ocean outside my window, the waves glinting under the moon. I want this to be different. I need it to be. But deep down, a quiet voice warns me, "Be careful, Anna. Be careful." Bright sunlight filtered through the window of my small apartment in Santa Cruz, illuminating golden rays on the ocean surface in the distance as I sat quietly at the kitchen table, my notebook open in front of me. Lily's call from last week still echoes in my head, her voice sweet and full of excitement. "You're the best person I know." I wanted to believe her, wanted to believe that this wedding could be a bridge between us, a chance for me to truly be recognized as part of the family. But the pen in my hand still hesitated, stopping in midair. Working with relatives is always a double-edged sword. I've heard enough cautionary tales in the wedding industry to know that. Still, hope kept urging me. Hope that this time, they would really see me. Lily arrives at my studio, Coastal Memories, just after noon. She's all smiles, her engagement ring catching the light as she hugs me. "Anna, this place is amazing," she says, spinning around to take in the framed photos on the walls. Brides laughing, grooms stealing glances, moments I've frozen in time. "You're like a total boss." "Thanks," I say, motioning to the couch. "So, tell me about this wedding. What's your vision? Her eyes light up. Okay, so Ethan, he's this incredible guy, runs his own tech startup in San Francisco. Wants something elegant but fun. I'm thinking a coastal vibe, maybe at a vineyard in Carmel. Oh, and I want it to feel magical, like a fairy tale. I nod, jotting notes. Carmel's gorgeous. We could look at Holman Ranch or Bernardus Lodge. What's your budget? She waves a hand, laughing. Oh, don't worry about that. Ethan's family is loaded and mom and dad are helping. Just make it perfect. My stomach tightens. No budget talk is a red flag, but I push it aside. This is Lily, my sister. All right, I say. I'll pull some venue options. Photography's on me, and I can plan the whole thing at a family discount. Sound good? Anna, you're the best. She throws her arms around me, and for a moment I feel it. The warmth of being needed, wanted. I knew you'd make this epic. Over the next few weeks, I dive in. I meet Lily and Ethan at a coffee shop in Monterey to nail down details. Ethan's charming, all polished smiles and easy confidence. Lily says you're a genius with weddings, he says, shaking my hand. We're lucky to have you. I'll do my best, I reply, ignoring the flutter of pride in my chest. Don't get too hopeful, Anna. I start building the wedding from the ground up. I scout venues, driving to Carmel to tour vineyards and cliffside estates. Holman Ranch wins. Its rolling hills and oak trees scream romance. I negotiate a $15,000 deposit, dipping into my savings to cover it up front since Lily says the family's still sorting funds. I tell myself it's fine. They'll pay me back. Back at the studio, I create a digital system to keep everything organized. Spreadsheets for vendors, timelines down to the minute, mood boards for floral designs. I spend hours on the phone with caterers, florists, and a string quartet Lily insists on. It has to feel classy, she texts, followed by a heart emoji. I find a caterer in San Francisco who's worked celebrity weddings, booking them for $10,000. Another $5,000 goes to a videographer I trust to capture every moment. My savings are bleeding, but I keep going, fueled by the vision of Lily's face when she sees it all come together. Late at night, I'm at my desk, surrounded by fabric swatches and venue contracts. Sarah stops by with takeout, eyeing the chaos. You're killing yourself for this, Anna, she says, setting a burrito in front of me. How much are you charging them? I hesitate. Family rate. Half my usual fee, plus I'm covering some costs up front. Her eyes narrow. You're paying for their wedding? After everything? It's not like that, I say, defensive. They'll reimburse me. And I want this to be perfect for Lily. Maybe then they'll... See you? Sarah cuts in, her voice soft but sharp. Anna, you don't have to buy their love. I look away, my throat tight. I'm not, I want us to feel like a family. She sighs, squeezing my shoulder. Just promise me you'll protect yourself. Get a contract. I nod, but I don't follow through. A contract feels too formal, too distrusting. This is my sister, my family. They wouldn't screw me over, would they? Lily calls daily with new ideas, peacock feathers in the centerpieces, a custom cocktail named Lily's Love. I make it happen, even when it means late nights redesigning plans. Mom and Dad call too, their voices warm for once. You're doing such a great job, Anna, Mom says. Lily's so lucky to have you. Thanks, I say, my chest swelling. It's the closest I've felt to them in years. One evening, I'm at the venue, walking the grounds with the florist to map out the ceremony arch. My phone buzzes. Lily. Hey, can we add a photo booth? Ethan's mom saw one at a gala, and now I'm obsessed. I pinch the bridge of my nose. Those run about $2,000. We're already stretched thin. Oh, come on, Anna, it's my wedding. Her voice is playful, but there's an edge. You'll figure it out. You always do. I bite my lip, staring at the vineyard stretching out before me. Okay, I'll make it work. Love you, she chirps, hanging up. I add the photo booth, pulling another chunk from my savings. The total's creeping toward $40,000, and I haven't seen a cent from Lily or the family. But I keep going, driven by a stubborn hope. This wedding will be perfect. It has to be. Not just for Lily, but for me. For the chance to finally belong. As I drive home, the coastal highway winding dark and quiet, I imagine the wedding day. Lily radiant, mom and dad beaming, maybe even saying, "Anna, we're so proud of you." It's a fragile dream, but I hold it close, letting it drown out the warning in my gut. This is my chance. I won't let it slip away. The dim blue glow from my laptop screen is the only source of light in my small apartment in Santa Cruz. I sat in front of my desk, surrounded by contracts with suppliers and sketches of wedding flowers. It was 2 a.m. Outside the window, the ocean was only a dark and restless whisper. My eyes burned from hours spent staring at the budget, but I couldn't stop. Lily's wedding is only 3 months away, and every detail must be perfect. Not just for her, but also for me. To have one last chance to hear our parents say, "Anna, we are proud of you." I withdrew $40,000 from savings, deposited the venue, booked the party, rented a video camera, even a photo booth at Lily's request. My bank account was practically screaming with exhaustion, but I kept telling myself it was all worth it. Because this is my chance to truly belong to a place called family. My phone buzzes with a text from Lily. "Can you make the centerpieces taller? Ethan's mom says they're too plain." I rub my temples, picturing the peacock feather arrangements I spent weeks designing. They're elegant, not plain. But I type back, "I'll talk to the florist tomorrow." Her reply is instant, "You're the best." I want to feel warmed by her words, but there's a knot in my chest that won't loosen. I've built a machine for this wedding. My digital system tracks everything: vendor payments, guest lists, even the exact shade of lavender for the napkins. I've got timelines so precise they account for the time it takes Lily to walk down the aisle. Every night, I update the shared drive, emailing Lily and Ethan's mom, Margaret, with progress reports. Margaret's a force. San Francisco elite. All sharp edges and expensive perfume. Her emails are curt. The menu needs more vegan options. The lighting feels cheap. I grit my teeth and make it happen, even when it means another $2,000 for ambient chandeliers. "Anna, you're insane for this," Sarah says over coffee at Verve, her eyes scanning the dark circles under mine. She's my anchor, the one who sees through my forced smiles. "You're funding their fairy tale. Where's the reimbursement?" "They'll pay me back," I say, stirring my latte. "Lily said they're just waiting on Ethan's family to transfer funds." Sarah snorts. "And you believe her? After all the crap they've pulled?" I look away, my fingers tightening around my mug. She's my sister. I have to trust her. Trust is earned, Anna, not owed. Sarah's voice is gentle, but it cuts. You're giving them everything. Your money, your time, your heart. What are they giving you? I don't answer. I can't. Because deep down, I know she's right. But I'm too far in, too invested in the dream of a family that sees me. So I keep going, pouring myself into every detail. I drive to Carmel to check the venue, Holman Ranch, walking the vineyard with the coordinator to map out the ceremony. I spend hours editing sample photos for Lily's approval, capturing the coastal light she loves. I even design a signature cocktail, Lily's Love, a lavender-infused gin fizz that costs me $500 in test batches to perfect. Mom calls one evening, her voice softer than usual. Anna, the plans look beautiful. Lily's so excited. Thanks, Mom, I say, my throat tight. I'm doing my best. You're doing more than that. We're all grateful. She pauses, then adds, Lily's lucky to have a sister like you. I clutch the phone, tears prickling my eyes. It's the closest she's ever come to praising me. For a moment, I let myself believe it. This wedding will change everything. They'll see my work, my sacrifice, and finally understand who I am. But the cracks are already forming. Lily's calls grow shorter, her tone sharper. Anna, the cake design you sent, it's cute, but Margaret thinks we need something grander. Like 6 tiers with gold leaf. I swallow my frustration, knowing a cake like that will cost another $3,000. I'll get quotes, I say, and she hangs up without a thank you. At a dress fitting in Monterey, I'm there as Lily's maid of honor, pinning her veil as she twirls in a $10,000 gown. Isn't it perfect? She squeals, her friends snapping photos. I nod, smiling, but my heart sinks when she turns to her best friend Claire and says, "You're gonna be the best maid of honor ever." I freeze, the pins slipping in my sweaty palms. Wait, what? I ask, my voice low. Lily laughs, waving a hand. Oh, Anna, you're so busy with planning, I figured Claire could take over maid of honor duties. You're still in the bridal party, don't worry. My chest tightens, but I force a smile. Right, makes sense. Inside, I'm screaming. I've given everything, my money, my sleep, my sanity, and she's demoting me like it's nothing. I tell myself it's just wedding stress, that she doesn't mean it, but the hurt festers. I keep working, because stopping would mean admitting I've been wrong to hope. I meet with the string quartet, adjust the lighting plan, even source vintage wine glasses Margaret demanded at the last minute. Every task is a brick in the wall I'm building, a wall I pray will hold up the family I've always wanted. One night, I'm at my desk, finalizing the seating chart when Lily texts. Can you add a dessert bar? Margaret says it's a must. I stare at the screen, my savings account balance flashing in my mind. $8,000 left. A dessert bar will wipe out half of it. I want to say no, to tell her I'm drowning. Instead, I reply, I'll make it happen. As I close my laptop, the ocean roars outside louder than usual. I press my forehead against the cool window, whispering to myself, just keep going, Anna. It'll be worth it. But the knot in my chest is heavier now, and for the first time, I wonder if I'm wrong. The air in my studio in Santa Cruz felt thick as I sat at my desk, eyes glued to the spreadsheet that had become my fragile lifeline. Lily's wedding was only 2 months away, and I'd sunk $42,000 of my savings into it, every penny meticulously documented. From the $15,000 deposit on the venue to the $3,000 6-tier cake that Margaret insisted on having. My bank account is now as empty as a deserted town, but I keep telling myself, it's all temporary. Lily promised to pay it back. This is for family. For love. I tried to cling to that belief, even though the cracks in my hope became wider and wider. Lily's changed. Her texts are curt now, her calls rare. When we do talk, it's all demands. Anna, the tablecloths need to be silk, not linen. Margaret says linen's tacky. I bite my tongue, adjusting plans, adding another $1,500 to the tally. I want to scream, do you know what this is costing me? But I don't. I'm still chasing the dream of her gratitude, of Mom and Dad's pride. I'm at a bridal shop in Monterey, adjusting Lily's veil for a final fitting. She's radiant, twirling in her gown, her friends giggling around her. I'm supposed to be a bridesmaid, demoted from maid of honor. But I'm here, pinning and smiling. You look stunning, I say, meaning it. Thanks, Lily chirps, then turns to Claire, her new maid of honor. Claire, you're throwing the bachelorette, right? Vegas, baby. My stomach drops. Bachelorette? No one mentioned it to me. Oh, when's that? I ask, keeping my voice light. Lily hesitates, her smile faltering. Next weekend. It's just a small thing with my girls. You're so busy with planning, Anna. I didn't want to stress you out. Her words hit like a slap. Right, I say, forcing a nod. Makes sense. But it doesn't. I'm her sister. I'm bankrolling this wedding. And I'm not invited to her bachelorette party? I drive home, the coastal highway blurring through tears I won't let fall. My phone buzzes. Mom. Anna, how's the planning? Lily's so stressed, poor thing. Don't push her too hard, okay? Stressed? I snap, my voice sharper than I mean. I'm the one paying for everything, Mom. I'm not even invited to her bachelorette. St. There's a pause. Oh, honey, don't take it personally. Lily just needs her friends right now. You're the planner. You're supposed to stay professional. Professional. The word stings. I'm her sister, not just the planner. Of course you are, Mom says, but her tone is dismissive. Just focus on the wedding. It's her big day. I hang up, my hands shaking. I want to call Lily, demand answers, but I don't. Instead, I open my laptop and keep working, updating the seating chart, confirming the string quartet. It's all I know how to do. A week later, I'm at a venue walkthrough in Carmel, checking the lighting with the coordinator. My phone buzzes. A group chat with Lily's friends, one I wasn't supposed to be in. A photo loads. Lily in a Vegas club, a tiara on her head, laughing with Claire and the others. The caption reads, "Best bachelorette ever." I stare at it, my chest tightening. I wasn't just uninvited, I was erased. Sarah meets me for dinner that night at Shadowbrook, her eyes blazing as I show her the photo. "This is bullshit, Anna," she says, slamming her fork down. "You're funding her entire life, and she's treating you like hired help." I trail off, my voice cracking. "I thought this would bring us closer." Sarah leans forward, her voice low. "She's using you. They all are. You need to stop this. Set boundaries, get a contract, something." "I can't," I whisper. "If I stop, it's like admitting they'll never care." She grabs my hand. "You don't need them to care. You're enough, Anna. You've always been enough." Her words pierce me, but I'm not ready to hear them. I go home and keep working, because stopping feels like giving up. But the hurt is louder now, a drumbeat in my chest. At a rehearsal dinner meeting, I overhear Lily talking to Claire. "Anna's so intense about the budget," she says, rolling her eyes. "Like, chill, it's just money." Just money, my money. The words burn, but I swallow them, adjusting the table settings like nothing's wrong. Margaret's there too, her voice cutting through the room. "Anna, the floral arch needs more roses. It's too sparse." "It's already $4,000, I say, my voice tight. "We'd need another $1,000 to—" "Just do it," she snaps, waving a hand. "This is Lily's day." I nod, my jaw clenched, and add it to the list. Later, Lily pulls me aside. "Hey, don't stress Margaret out, okay? She's super important to Ethan." I stare at her, searching for the sister I thought I knew. "Lily, I'm doing everything I can. I'm paying for most of this." She sighs, exasperated. "God, Anna, why are you making this about you? It's my wedding." The words gut me. I want to scream, to walk away, but I don't. I go back to my spreadsheets, my timelines, my dwindling savings. I tell myself it's just a few more weeks. I can hold on. I have to. But that night, alone in my condo, I open my journal for the first time in years. "Why do I keep trying?" I write, the pen shaking. "Why do I let them break me?" The ocean roars outside. No answers in its waves. I close the journal, but the question lingers, sharp and unyielding. For the first time, I wonder if I'm fighting for something that was never mine. The vineyard at Holman Ranch in Carmel is fragrant with earthy scents mixed with the scent of blooming jasmine. I walk slowly down the path between rows of grapes, clipboard in hand, reviewing every detail of Lily's wedding preparations. There are only 6 weeks left, and I'm barely surviving on coffee, adrenaline, and a fading hope that it will all be worth it. My savings were now down to $5,000, drained after the $47,000 in wedding expenses I'd already paid for. From the venue, to the catering, to the gold-covered cake, to the silk tablecloths that Margaret insisted on having. Lily's promises of a refund still echoed in my head, but so far no check had appeared. I tried to shake that thought away, focusing my attention back on the task at hand, checking to see if the flower gate was placed at the right angle to catch the gentle sunset light. My phone buzzes. It's Lily. "Anna, Margaret's freaking out about the guest list. She says we need to add 20 more people. Can you handle it? I stop, gripping the clipboard. Lily, we're maxed out at 150. The venue can't hold more, and the caterer's already locked in. She sighs, sharp and impatient. God, Anna, just figure it out. This is important. I clench my jaw. It's another $5,000 at least. I don't have that. Talk to the venue then. You're the planner. Her voice is clipped, like I'm an employee, not her sister. She hangs up before I can respond. I stand there, the vineyard stretching out around me, and feel something crack inside. I've given everything. My money, my time, my heart, and it's still not enough. I call the venue coordinator, begging for a solution, but they confirm what I already know. No more capacity. I text Lily the news, and her reply is a single word. Ugh. That night, I'm at my condo, staring at my laptop when Sarah calls. You sound like hell, she says, her voice cutting through my fog. What's going on? I tell her about the guest list, Lily's tone, the mounting costs. I'm drowning, Sarah. And she doesn't even care. Then stop, she says fierce. You're killing yourself for people who treat you like dirt. I can't, I whisper. If I quit, I lose them. I lose the chance to what? Be their doormat forever? She softens. Anna, you're worth more than this. I hang up, her words ringing in my ears. I try to work, but my hands shake as I open the shared drive. That's when I see it. A new email from Margaret to Lily, accidentally CC'd to me. Lily, your sister's plans are adequate, but they lack sophistication. I've booked a consultation with a San Francisco planner to review everything. We need this wedding to reflect our status. Adequate. The word burns. I've poured my soul into this, and it's adequate? I read on, my stomach churning. Margaret mentions reallocating my role to photography only after the consultation. Lily's reply is a knife. Totally agree, Mom. Anna's trying, but she's so controlling. Let's do it. Controlling. I stare at the screen, my vision blurring. I've spent $47,000, worked 80-hour weeks, and they're plotting to sideline me. I want to call Lily, scream at her, but I don't. Instead, I keep working because stopping feels like admitting defeat. At a floral meeting in Monterey, I overhear Lily talking to Claire. Anna's so obsessed with details, she says, laughing. Like, relax, it's just a wedding. Claire giggles, and I grip my notebook, my knuckles white. Just a wedding. My life savings, my sanity, reduced to a joke. Mom calls later, her voice syrupy. Anna, you're doing great, but don't upset Lily, okay? She's under so much pressure. Pressure? I snap. I'm paying for this, Mom, and she's calling me controlling behind my back. Oh, honey, she's just stressed, Mom says, dismissive. Don't make a fuss, this is about Lily. I hang up, my chest tight. I'm at a breaking point, but I don't know how to stop. I meet with the caterer, adjust the menu for Margaret's latest whim. Vegan caviar, $2,000 extra. I tell myself it's fine, that I can hold on. But the exclusion stings deeper now. At a rehearsal walkthrough, Lily barely looks at me, chatting with Claire and Margaret like I'm invisible. Anna, can you move the chairs? Margaret says, not glancing up. I do it, my throat burning. One night, I'm at my desk, finalizing the timeline, when my phone pings. A group chat I wasn't meant to see. It's Lily's bridesmaids, planning a surprise bridal shower. Make sure Anna's not there, Lily texts. She'd just stress everyone out. My hands tremble as I read it. Not just uninvited, unwanted. I call Sarah, my voice breaking. They don't want me there, at all. Then walk away, she says, her voice steel. You owe them nothing. I don't sleep that night. I sit on my balcony, the ocean roaring below, and think about every sacrifice, every dollar, every sleepless night. I've been building a dream that's not mine, a family that doesn't want me. For the first time, I feel the weight of it, heavy and suffocating. I open my journal, the pages brittle from years of neglect. I'm done being invisible, I write, the words shaky but sure. The ocean doesn't answer, but something inside me shifts, sharp and alive. I'm not ready to quit. Not yet, but I'm starting to see the truth. The phone rang at 8 a.m., jolting me awake from a fitful sleep in my tiny Santa Cruz apartment. My eyes stung and my head hurt like hell after another night of struggling with Lily's wedding plans. I had sunk my entire $47,000 savings into this, and that burden sat heavy in my chest like a boulder that couldn't be lifted. I glanced at the screen. Holman Ranch? The venue. My stomach tightened. I picked up the phone, my heart pounding, ready for whatever bad things were waiting on the other end. "Anna, it's Karen from Holman," the coordinator says, her voice tight. "I'm so sorry, but we've had a management change and the new team's canceling all bookings for your date. Some internal policy shift. We're refunding your deposit, but you'll need a new venue." I sit up, my heart slamming against my ribs. "What? Karen, the wedding's in 5 weeks. You can't just cancel." "I know, it's awful," she says. "I've tried fighting it, but it's out of my hands. I'll send the refund today." I hang up, my hands shaking. 5 weeks. $15,000 of my deposit will come back, but that doesn't solve the problem. Lily's dream wedding, my chance to prove myself to her, to Mom and Dad, is crumbling. I open my laptop, my fingers flying over the keys as I pull up my vendor contacts. I start calling every venue within 100 miles of Carmel, my voice steady despite the panic clawing at me. "Hi, this is Anna Thompson with Coastal Memories Studio. I need a venue for a wedding on August 15th. Capacity for 150. Yes, I know it's short notice." I repeat the spiel a dozen times, each call met with apologies. "We're booked solid." "That's impossible this close. Try next year." By noon, I'm pacing my studio, coffee gone cold on my desk. Sarah texts, "You okay? Heard about the venue?" I don't reply. I can't. I'm too busy dialing a contact from a past wedding, a manager at a cliffside estate in Big Sur called Ocean View Manor. "Please, Tom, I say when he picks up. "I'm desperate. I'll owe you big time." He sighs. "Anna, you're killing me. We're booked, but there's a cancellation for a corporate event that day. It's yours if you can cover $22,000 up front. It's a premium spot." I swallow hard. That's $7,000 more than Holman's deposit, and my savings are already gutted. But I can't let Lily down. Not when I'm this close to showing them what I'm worth. "I'll make it work," I say. "Send the contract." I transfer the funds, my account balance dropping to $2,000. My hands tremble as I sign the digital agreement, but I tell myself it's fine. The Holman refund will hit soon. Lily will reimburse me. It has to work. I call Lily, my voice calm despite the storm inside. "Hey, we've got a problem. Holman canceled, but I found a new venue. Ocean View Manor. It's even better right on the cliffs. I've covered the deposit." She gasps. "What? Anna, how could you let this happen? This is my wedding." "I fixed it," I say, my jaw tight. "It's handled, but it's $7,000 more. Can you or Ethan's family cover that?" She hesitates, then snaps. "God, Anna, you're supposed to handle this stuff. I'm so stressed already. Just deal with it, okay?" She hangs up. I stare at the phone, her words echoing, "Deal with it." Like I haven't been dealing with everything. Her demands, Margaret's snubs, the endless costs. I want to call her back, scream that I'm drowning, but I don't. Instead, I email the caterer, florist, and videographer, updating them on the venue change. Each call, each message is a thread holding this wedding together. Holding me together. Margaret emails me an hour later. "Ocean View is acceptable, but it's not ideal. Ensure the setup matches Holman's elegance." No thank you. No acknowledgement of the miracle I had just pulled off. I grit my teeth and reply, "I'm on it." At a meeting with the new venue's coordinator, I walk the cliffside lawn, mapping out the ceremony. The view is breathtaking. Waves crashing against the rocks, the sky endless. It's perfect. But Lily's not here. She's too busy with fittings, so I'm alone, double-checking every detail. The coordinator, a kind woman named Lisa, watches me. "You're doing a lot for this wedding," she says. "Hope they appreciate it." I force a smile. "It's for my sister." She nods, but her eyes say she knows better. I look away, focusing on the arch placement. I can't afford to doubt now. Sarah meets me for dinner at Palapas in Santa Cruz, her face stormy as I recount the venue crisis. "You paid $22,000? Anna, you're out of your mind. They're not even grateful." "I had to," I say, picking at my tacos. "If I didn't, the wedding would have fallen apart." "And that's your problem why?" She leans forward, her voice low. "You're not their bank. You're not their servant. Stop acting like you owe them." I don't know how to stop, I admit, my voice cracking. I keep thinking, maybe this will be enough. Maybe they'll see me. Sarah grabs my hand. "They won't. Not because you're not enough, but because they're too blind to see it. You've got to save yourself, Anna." I nod, but her words feel distant. I go home and keep working. Redesigning the layout for Ocean View, confirming vendors, adding $2,000 for extra lighting, Margaret demanded. I tell myself I'm fine, that I can keep going. But that night, I dream of the ocean swallowing the vineyard, pulling everything I've built into the deep. I wake up gasping, the truth pressing against my chest. I'm losing myself in this. I open my journal, the pages heavy with years of hurt. "I saved her wedding today," I write. "But who's saving me?" The words stare back, stark and undeniable. For the first time, I feel the edges of something new. Not hope, but resolve. I'm not ready to let go, but I'm starting to see the cost of holding on. The morning light shines through the window of a small apartment in Santa Cruz, casting shadows on the stacks of contracts scattered on the desk. The phone lay silent, but its presence felt heavy, like a bomb waiting to explode. Lily's wedding was 4 weeks away, and I'd poured $49,000 into it. My entire life savings, plus a $2,000 loan just to fulfill Margaret's latest request, sparkling crystal chandeliers. The refund from Holman Ranch barely hit the account before it was taken out for Ocean View Manor's deposit. I lifted the cup of coffee, my hands shaking, the bitter taste spreading in my mouth as insecurity rose in my heart. I'm keeping this wedding from falling apart with only my own willpower, but the cracks are growing, and I'm not sure I have the strength to patch them up. My phone pings, a group text from Lily, Mom, Dad, and, inexplicably, Margaret. I open it, and the words hit like a punch. "Anna, we've decided it's best if you don't attend the wedding. Your presence might make Ethan's family uncomfortable given your role as the planner. But we still need you to finish the coordination. Thanks for understanding." I read it again, my breath catching. Not attend? I've spent $49,000, worked myself to the bone, and they're barring me from the wedding I built? My vision blurs, tears burning. But it's not sadness. It's rage. I call Lily, my fingers shaking as I hit her name. "Anna, hey," she answers, her voice light, like she didn't just gut me. "What the hell is this text?" I snap, my voice low and sharp. "You're uninviting me? After everything I've done?" She sighs, exasperated. "God, Anna, don't make this a thing. Margaret thinks it's weird to have the planner in the bridal party. It's about optics, okay? You're still doing the photos and stuff." "Optics?" I laugh, bitter. "I've paid for this wedding, Lily. $49,000. My savings. And you're telling me I'm not welcome?" There's a pause, then her voice hardens. "You're making this about money? Wow, Anna, that's low. This is my day, not yours." "Your day?" My voice cracks, but I don't stop. "I've spent months making your day perfect. I saved your wedding when the venue canceled. I've done everything you and Margaret asked, and now I'm not even allowed to show up?" Anna, you're being dramatic, she says, like I'm a child throwing a tantrum. Just finish the job, okay? We'll talk after. She hangs up. I stare at the phone, my pulse roaring in my ears. I call Mom next, desperate for someone to see me. Mom, did you read the text? They're kicking me out of the wedding. Oh, honey, she says, her tone placating. It's not personal. Lily's under so much pressure, and Margaret's particular. You're so good at your job, be professional about this. Professional? I choke out. I'm your daughter, Mom. I've spent my life savings. Doesn't that matter? Of course it does, she says. But there's no conviction. But Lily's the bride. Don't ruin this for her. Be the bigger person. The call ends, and I'm alone with the weight of their words. Dad doesn't answer when I try him. His silence louder than any rejection. I sink onto my couch, the oceans roar outside a distant hum. I've given them everything. My money, my heart, my dignity, and they've thrown me away like trash. The dream I've been chasing, a family that loves me, shatters, and for the first time, I see it clearly. They never will. Sarah comes over that night, her face furious as I show her the text. This is beyond messed up, she says, pacing my living room. They're using you, Anna. They don't deserve you. I know, I whisper, my voice hollow. But I kept thinking, if I did enough, they'd care. She kneels in front of me, grabbing my hands. They're not your family. Not like this. You're enough without them. You always have been. Her words crack something open inside me. Not hope, but clarity. I've been pouring myself into a void, and I'm done. I open my laptop, staring at the shared drive with every detail of the wedding. Timelines, contracts, my life's work for the past 6 months. My finger hovers over the delete button, but I don't press it. Not yet. I call a lawyer friend, Rachel, who's helped me with business contracts before. Can I pull out of a wedding I'm planning? I ask, my voice steady for the first time in weeks. I've paid for most of it, but I don't have a formal contract. She's quiet for a moment. It's tricky without a contract, but you've got leverage. You've funded it, you control the vendors. If you stop, they're screwed. What do you want to do? I want out, I say, the words tasting like freedom, but I need to do it right. Rachel talks me through the steps. Notify vendors, freeze payments, document everything. I hang up, my resolve hardening. I draft an email to Lily, Mom, Dad, and Margaret, my fingers steady. Due to recent decisions, I'm stepping back from planning and funding the wedding. All vendor contacts and outstanding balances are attached. I wish you the best. I don't send it yet. I sit with it, the ocean's rhythm steadying my breath. For the first time, I feel the weight lifting, replaced by something new. Anger, yes, but also power. I've been their shadow my whole life, but I'm done fading. I open my journal, the pages worn and heavy. They broke me, I write. But I'm not broken. The words feel like a vow, and as the sun sets, I know I'm ready to fight for myself. The sea outside the window of the Santa Cruz apartment screamed as if reflecting the sound of my heart as I sat motionless in front of the laptop screen. The draft email sent to Lily, Mom, Dad, and Margaret glowed brightly in the silent night. My hands were no longer shaking. Yesterday's anger had solidified into a cold determination. I poured $49,000, my entire life, my entire future, into Lily's wedding. And in return, I was removed without explanation, as if I were an uninvited guest. The group text still haunts my mind like a knife wound. Your presence might make Ethan's family uncomfortable. After all these months of sacrifice, I was tired of living in their shadow. Today, I no longer ask for permission to be recognized. Today, I reclaimed myself. I reread the email. Due to recent decisions, I'm stepping back from planning and funding the wedding. All vendor contacts and outstanding balances are attached. I wish you the best. It's cold, professional, final. Rachel, my lawyer friend, reviewed it last night, nodding approvingly. You're not burning bridges, she said. You're building walls. I hit send, my heart pounding but not with fear, with freedom. Within minutes, my phone explodes. Lily's name flashes first. I let it go to voicemail, her voice shrill through the speaker. Anna, what the hell? You can't just quit. The wedding's in 4 weeks. Call me back now. I don't. Mom's next, her tone pleading. Anna, honey, this is a misunderstanding. Let's talk. You're upsetting Lily. Dad texts. Don't be selfish. Fix this. I silence them all, my chest tight but my mind clear. Sarah arrives, coffee in hand, her eyes fierce. You sent it? She asks, sitting across from me. Yeah, I say, exhaling. It's done. She grins, raising her cup. To you, Anna. Finally choosing yourself. I manage a small smile, but the weight of what's next hits me. I open my laptop and start the cleanup. I email every vendor, caterer, florist, videographer, Ocean View Manor, informing them I'm no longer funding the wedding. All future payments and decisions will come from Lily Thompson or her representatives, I write, attaching the contact list. I cancel my credit card holds, freezing $5,000 in pending charges. I delete the shared drive, every spreadsheet and timeline I built, ensuring they can't access my work without starting over. It's not vengeance, it's protection. The vendors respond quickly, confused but professional. The caterer calls. Anna, we need a new deposit by tomorrow, or we're out. I give him Lily's number, my voice steady. She's handling it now. Ocean View's manager emails. We'll need $10,000 to confirm the booking. I forward it to Lily. No comment. Let her deal with it. Lily calls again, leaving a voicemail that's half tears, half fury. Anna, you're ruining my wedding. How could you do this to me? I'm your sister. I listen, my jaw clenched, but I don't call back. Her words, my wedding, me, I, echo the truth. This was never about us. It was about her, always her. Sarah watches me, her brow furrowed. You okay? This can't be easy. It's not, I admit, staring at the ocean. I wanted them to love me, but they don't. And I'm done begging. She nods, squeezing my hand. You're stronger than you know. I spend the day tying up loose ends. I meet with my bank, consolidating what's left of my funds. $3,000 after the loan repayment. It's not much, but it's mine. I call my assistant at Coastal Memories Studio, telling her to pause all new bookings. I need a break, I say. And for the first time, I mean it. I'm not just stepping back from the wedding. I'm stepping back from the life I've let them define. That night, I sit on my balcony, the ocean's rhythm grounding me. I open my journal, the pages scarred with years of hurt. I walked away today, I write. Not because I'm weak, but because I'm done being small. The words feel like a release, each stroke of the pen carving out space for me. Lily texts again, a wall of accusations. You're selfish, you're jealous, you've always hated me. I read it, then block her number. I block Mom, Dad, even Margaret. The silence is deafening but liberating. I've spent my life chasing their approval, but now I see it. Their love was conditional, and I'm done meeting their terms. Rachel calls, checking in. You did the right thing, she says. They'll scramble, but that's on them. You've got proof of every payment, bank statements, emails. If they try anything, you're covered. Thanks, I say, my voice firm. I'm not looking back. I sleep for the first time in weeks, the ocean's lullaby pulling me under. The next morning, I wake to an email from the videographer. Lily's team hasn't paid. We're pulling out. I don't reply. It's not my problem anymore. I drive to Lovers Point Park, my old photography haunt, and snap photos of the tide pools, the light glinting off the water. Each shot feels like reclaiming a piece of myself. Sarah texts. Proud of you? Dinner tonight? I smile, typing back, hell yes. I'm not okay. Not yet. But I'm free. The family I dreamed of is gone, but I'm starting to see a new one. Sarah, my work, the life I've built. I've been invisible my whole life, but now I'm stepping into the light. And for the first time, I know I'm enough. The sun was slowly setting into the Pacific Ocean, bathing my Santa Cruz apartment in a sweet yellow. I sat on the balcony holding a glass of wine, the sea breeze caressing my hair. It's been 2 weeks since I sent the email ending all contact with Lily's wedding, and with the family I've spent my life trying to fit into. Their silence was as heavy as stone. Lily's angry texts had stopped, her mother's pleas had stopped, and the single text from her father, "Don't be selfish," remained there, unopened. I blocked their number, but this silence is not necessarily peace. It still hurts, it's still a wound that is slowly healing itself. My savings were depleted. My account only had a fragile $3,000 left. But for the first time in years, I felt something different. Mastery. I am no longer their shadow. I'm Anna, and from now on, I will build my life my own way. My phone buzzes. Sarah, checking in. "You surviving?" her text reads. I smile, typing back, "Barely. Dinner soon?" Her reply is instant. "Hell yeah, you're a badass." Her words anchor me, a reminder that I'm not alone, even if the family I dreamed of is gone. The fallout from the wedding was chaos, or so I hear. Sarah's friend in the industry told her Lily scrambled to salvage it, begging Ethan's family for funds when vendors pulled out. Ocean View Manor held the date, but the caterer and videographer bailed after Lily missed payments. The wedding happened. Smaller, messier, nothing like the fairy tale I'd built. I wasn't there to see it, and I don't care. That chapter's closed. I'm at Coastal Memories studio sorting through old photo prints when my assistant, Mia, pokes her head in. "You sure about pausing bookings, Anna? We've got 3 couples asking for you." "I'm sure," I say, stacking a pile of black and white shots. "I need time to regroup." She nods, hesitant. "You're okay, right? After everything?" I meet her eyes, managing a small smile. Getting there. The truth is, I'm not okay. Not fully. The financial hit stings. $49,000 gone. Years of scraping and saving reduced to nothing. My condo's mortgage looms, and I've taken freelance editing gigs to stay afloat. But the deeper wound is emotional. I spent my life chasing love from people who couldn't give it, and letting go hurts more than I expected. I started therapy last week. A quiet woman named Dr. Ellis, who listens as I unravel years of being the responsible sister, the invisible daughter. "You've been carrying their expectations," she said in our first session. "What do you want for you?" I didn't have an answer then, but I'm starting to. I want freedom. I want to love myself the way I tried to love them. I want a life where I'm enough. I meet Sarah for coffee at Verve, the cafe buzzing with students and locals. She slides into the booth, eyeing me. "You look lighter," she says, sipping her latte. I feel it, I admit. It's weird. I'm broke, but I'm not drowning anymore. She grins. "That's my girl. So, what's next?" I lean back, the question settling. I'm rethinking coastal memories. Stricter contracts, higher rates, no more family discounts, and maybe a trip. Somewhere far. Iceland, maybe? To shoot the northern lights. Her eyes widen. Hell yes, Anna Thompson, world traveler. I'm in. I laugh, the sound surprising me. It's been months since I felt this free. Back at the studio, I start small, redesigning my website, updating my portfolio with shots from Lovers Point Park, the tide pools glinting like jewels. Each photo feels like a step forward, a reclaiming of the passion I nearly lost. I draft new contracts with Rachel's help, ironclad and professional. "No one's taking advantage of you again," she says, reviewing the terms. I nod, believing it. A month later, I'm at Dr. Ellis's office, my journal open on my lap. "Mom emailed yesterday," I say, my voice steady. "She wants to talk, says they're sorry, that they miss me." Dr. Ellis tilts her head. What do you want? I pause, the question heavy. I want them to mean it, not just because the wedding fell apart. I told them I'd meet, but only if they acknowledge what they did, how they used me, ignored me. If they can't, I'm done. She nods, a faint smile. That's a boundary. You're protecting yourself. The word boundary feels like a shield. I carry it with me as I rebuild. I take on a new wedding, a small one in Monterey, with a couple who cry when they see my sample photos. You capture love, the bride says, and I feel it, my worth, independent of my family's gaze. I save for Iceland, $1 at a time, the dream of auroras keeping me grounded. One night I sit on my balcony, the ocean a steady pulse below. I open my journal, the pages no longer heavy with hurt. I'm enough, I write, the words firm. And I'm just beginning. The stars blink above, and for the first time, I believe it. I've lost a family, but I've found myself. And that's more than enough. The ocean whispers against the cliffs of Lovers Point Park, its rhythm steady as I stand with my camera, framing a shot of the tide pools shimmering under the late afternoon sun. It's been 6 months since I walked away from Lily's wedding, from the family I spent my life trying to win. The air is crisp, salted, and for the first time in years, my chest feels light, unburdened by the weight of their expectations. I've lost $49,000, my savings, and the dream of a family that never was. But I've gained something heavier, truer, myself. I adjust the lens, capturing the way the light dances on the water, each click a small act of reclaiming. Coastal Memories' studio is thriving again with new contracts, ironclad, thanks to Rachel, and clients who value my work. I'm saving for Iceland, the Northern Lights a beacon in my mind, a promise of a world beyond the one I've known. My condo is still mine, held together by freelance gigs and careful budgeting, but it feels like home now, not a refuge from hurt. Sarah's been my rock, her fierce loyalty a kind of family I didn't know I could have. We meet weekly at Verve, laughing over coffee, planning a future that's ours. You're glowing, she said last week, and I felt it. Not just her words, but the truth of them. Therapy with Dr. Ellis has been a lifeline, each session peeling back layers of guilt and duty. You're not responsible for their happiness, she told me yesterday. Only yours. I'm starting to believe her. Mom's email from 2 months ago sits unanswered in my inbox. We're sorry, Anna. We miss you. Can we talk? I replied, laying out my terms. Acknowledge the hurt, the years of neglect, the betrayal of the wedding. I haven't heard back. Lily's silence is louder, her social media filled with photos of her new life with Ethan. No trace of the chaos I left behind. Dad sent a single text. Let's move past this. I didn't respond. If they want me, they'll have to meet me on my ground, not theirs. For now, I'm done chasing. I drive home, the coastal highway winding under a sky streaked with pink. My journal lies open on my desk, its pages no longer a cry for love, but a map of my becoming. I am enough, I wrote last night, and the words feel like a vow. I've built a life from the ashes of their rejection. Friends who see me, work that fulfills me, a heart that's learning to trust itself. The pain of losing them lingers, a quiet ache, but it's no longer my anchor. I'm free. As the stars emerge, I step onto my balcony, the ocean's song wrapping around me. I've survived their betrayal, not by revenge, but by choosing myself. And in that choice, I found a strength I never knew I had. I whisper to the night, my voice soft but sure. This is just the beginning. Thank you for listening to my story.